Welcome back to Keep Exploring. It's episode 18, a day in the city of love, also known as Paris, France. We started our morning off at an early 5:30 a.m. wake-up call. We caught the 7 a.m. train. It was about 2.5 hours. We caught the train in Nantes, France, and then arrived 2 hours later in Paris. Upon arrival, we walked about 2 miles and had breakfast. I got some delicious pancakes. I have been on the hunt for some American pancakes and I found them, and Riley got some eggs and bacon, and then of course, because we're in France, he had to get the French onion soup. After breakfast, we walked about a mile and got to see the Eiffel Tower, what we came to Paris for. It was beautiful. There was a race going on right behind the Eiffel Tower. So a lot of people, there was worship music being sung out front. We got all our pictures taken, and it was just a really awesome experience. After the Eiffel Tower, we walked along La Seine River and stopped for some wine flights and got to see riverboats cruise by. It was very beautiful, and after this stop, we walked across Alexander III's bridge and then grabbed some pizza for lunch. After lunch, we made our way to the beautiful Louvre, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We did not get to go in. This is where the Mona Lisa is because we had to have an appointment, so we just walked around, saw the statues and some beautiful architecture in the area.
Look at the tag in that building. You'd never lose, probably.
Next was one of my personal favorites, a coffee stop. I got a coffee with cream and Riley got a double shot of espresso, and they were both phenomenal. After a quick coffee break, we headed to the Notre Dame Cathedral, which was unfortunately under construction, but it was still beautiful. The pieces that we got to see, it was definitely very busy and a lot of tourists, and again, just an awesome place for architecture and a great photo op. On our walk back to the train station, we happened to come across the Luxembourg Park, which was actually something that Riley wanted to stop and see, but we weren't sure if it was going to fit in the itinerary. So this worked out perfectly, and it was absolutely beautiful. There was just a bunch of activity, families out on walks, people walking their dogs. There were tennis matches going on. I think there was a band practice across the street. It was just very full, a lot of activity, and absolutely beautiful. We finally arrived at the train station after a very long but successful day, and we had an hour or two to waste before our train left. So we grabbed some dinner and some drinks, and then hung out in the area before we needed to be on our train. Overall, this day was a success. Riley and I have both had this on our bucket list to see Paris and do all the fun activities in Paris for a long time. So this was definitely a success in our book. Overall, we would recommend wearing comfortable shoes, as Riley wore his cowboy boots and ended up with a lot of blisters and calluses. So definitely wear comfortable shoes, as we walked about 25,000 steps and I think around 11 miles. I would bring around 150 euros for maybe food and drink, as it does get a little more pricey in the city and as you get closer to Paris. much for tuning in and watching this episode of Keep Exploring. We miss you guys back home and hope everyone's doing well. And as always, if there are any places or things that you want to see, make sure to comment down below and like and subscribe to this channel. Keep exploring!